7-Eleven has a great cup of coffee. Hey, Robert, you'll be interested in this. Do you know what? You like doing the live commercials. You know, all our guests do. Let me just tell you one thing.
That's true radio, rather than putting in a thing there.
Let me just tell you something. When you go into
my friend,
let me just tell you something, my friend. And I mean this. And I mean it. Robert, when you go into 7-Eleven now, you get a yes or no cup. Is that a yes or no cup right there?
I believe this is a yes. This is a yes cup, actually.
Matter of fact, you're drinking 7-Eleven coffee this morning.
As we speak.
If you're drinking a yes cup...
Does he know what he just said yes to?
They ask a question every week at 7-Eleven. The question this week is, if you won $1 million in the lottery, would you continue to work? And you have a yes cup, so obviously you voted yes. You would, right? Yeah. You love your work.
I adore my work.
Any movies coming up?
Yes, one coming out in December. You want to finish?
No, we want to know what you're finishing.
A movie with Paul Newman called Blaze.
Oh,
which is very good.
I
saw
Star.
it. Yeah, it's very good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're in that. Boy, you're working constantly. Boy, he's in everything now.
He's got to thank his lucky stars.
I'm going to be the Brian Dennehy of the 90s.
Yeah, well, not a bad thing to be. Next week's question.
Michael Caine of the 90s.
Very good.
Michael Caine's in every movie. I tell him he's Maltese Falcon if they Michael Caine.
He's in it. Hey, so was Superman. He pops up in every movie too.
They had a great Superman on this weekend.
This guy. Have you ever seen? It's like you have to have a party. You can't throw a party in New York without Christopher Reeve.
Christopher Reeve. I meant actually the original TV Superman.
Christopher. What was that guy's name?
George Reeves.
George Reeves. Yeah.
Right. But there was a great Superman on this weekend. Did you see that one? I had never seen that one before.
Which one?
The one where Superman flew up into outer space and destroyed an asteroid that was threatening the Earth, and then he came back and he had amnesia. He didn't know he was Superman or Clark Kent.
I kind of remember that one. I watched it the night Lois and Jimmy went through Clark's mail. And, yeah, really. And they go through Clark's mail and they find a letter from a gangster. But meanwhile, it was a setup for Superman because they invented artificial kryptonite. So Superman goes there.
I remember that one. I've seen that one where they dropped him into a well.
Yeah.
Right. And then wait for Superman to come.
And then, fortunately, there's a lead pipe in the sink. They're in a room, and there's a sink, and there's a lead pipe, and they throw the phony kryptonite in there. Superman gets better and kicks some ass.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But this one, he was walking around as Clark Kent. You know, like he came back. He had the Superman costume on under his suit, but his shirt.
Gilbert.
Gilbert Gottfried just showed up
with Jackie Mason. Can't believe it. Hey, did you see the one where Perry White has young boys over his apartment? That was a good one. Hey, anyway, 7-Eleven.
Well, I was just going to say he fell through a glass shower stall, and he wasn't cut, but nobody could still figure out why Clark Kent could do this stuff and not get cut. And finally, one day he was sitting at home. He couldn't remember who he was, and he got so angry he hit a table, and the table fell apart. And that's when he realized he was Superman.
Yeah, you got a conch on the head. That's really good.
Buck Helm just got in here.
Buck Helm is here.
Hi, Buck Helm here.
Buck Helm, who was caught in the San Francisco earthquake.
Yes.
They just discovered him after 4 days, and he's still alive. Buck Helm, ladies and gentlemen. It's not Gilbert Gottfried. You look like Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, boy, do I have to go.
It's been 89 hours, yes.
You've been holding it in for 89 hours?
You just put on MacArthur's Park. I really have to go.
Oh, my God. It's unbelievable. What is it, John? Do me a favor. Tell Leonard Marshall, let's do a sports report tomorrow.
Really?
There's just too much going on.
Okay. All right.
We didn't expect Gilbert.
No. Well, that's the guy that was going to support your argument.
All right, hold on, Gilbert.
Okay.
Hold on, Robert.
Too many things going on.
Yeah, wait. All right, you were at our tennis match?
Yep.
You were at the Coliseum?
Yep.
What did you see?
First, the scoreboard had the score for Howard.
Right.
Ellison Boy announces a different score. Then they take the flash off and they flash it back up what Ellison Boy put on.
That's what happened.
Elephant Boy was changing the score.
Yeah, they were going by Elephant Boy.
Oh, it's Howard.
And my ball was in. There was no question about that.
There's no line dispute.
And I had binoculars too, Howard.
Jackie, does that answer your questions?
Yeah, you're answering my question.
Okay, good.
Oh, man.
They changed the scoreboard to go with what Elephant Boy said.
So you saw what happened.
Absolutely. You're
Thank
100% right. And another thing, too. The one-legged ball boy mooned the audience. Did you get that on the video?
I think that's on one of the ISO cameras. We're still in that phase of editing.
Looking for
I
that.
had binoculars, and I was scanning the crowd, and I saw him unbutton his pants before he jumped up from the chair.
Did you see his leg?
Yeah.
It was unbelievable, right?
And listen, the people that criticized you, he took it off willingly. It was his idea. He was having the best time of all.
Yeah. He felt free and liberated.
And another thing, too, I was angry at you at first because your mother and father were sitting so far up, but after the crowd crushed the stage, I was saying, thank God.
See how we thought of that.
And meanwhile, my parents didn't have such bad seats. We were talking to a friend of ours who was sitting right near him and said they had great seats. My parents are full of crap.
Yeah, your mother looked nice. She was in a green outfit and your father in a suit jacket.
Yeah, that's good.
Mr. Blackwell over here.
Right. Your mother looked nice. She was in a green outfit.
You know, I really love this.
Mr. Zigwell.
I saw my parents last night. And my father was asking me, hey, I want to see the videotape. Can't wait for the videotape. By the way, that number is 1-800-52-STAR.
I ordered it.
Let me mark that down.
Thank you, Buck.
No, Buck, I already ordered it.
Buck Helm, ladies and gentlemen, has ordered the videotape. Have you ordered it already?
Oh, absolutely.
It's really cool the way it's at. You got to just see the whole thing. But anyway,
I want to.
But listen to me.
Yeah.
I go to my parents last night because it was my mom's birthday.
Yeah.
And I'm having my usual, nice dinner with my parents. And my father's asking, how's the videotape going? I go, real good. Wait till you see it. It's really good. This and that and the other thing. And we're talking about my career. And then all of a sudden I said, and by the way, the movie's going real good. And he goes, what movie?
Oh, no.
He acts like he doesn't know what I'm talking about. I go, Dad, I'm in the middle of having a movie written for me.
Yeah, I know.
And he goes, and he knows too.
Well, you'd think your father would know.
And a big smile comes across his face. And I go, yeah, it's going to be really good. I mean, the guy who wrote this movie is a major guy. He's a major player. I mean, it's a big deal, this movie. And he goes,
Oh, he's still doing that.
It's the same thing he did with me with radio. I used to say I want to be in radio, and my father would kind of laugh at me and just say, "Hey, you're a dummy. You've never done any Broadway. You've never done any dinner theater. You've never done anything in your life. You never went.
You don't talk.
You don't go to your high school.
Who is this man?
You don't go to your.
Who is this man to say that?
Hey, Buck, who are you? You should be weak from being in that car accident.
Helm, how does he do it?
Oh, my ankle.
You didn't pee for 89 days?
Not for 89 days.
Hours.
I just held it in.
Hours. 89 hours.
89 hours.
89 hours.
The quake just happened, Howard.
Buck, I don't mean to be disrespectful.
Yes.
Could you go wash?
Okay.
All right? Robert Wall's sick to his stomach. Can't believe it. But anyway, let me just say something here.
Yes.
My father, if I want to go into a movie venture, I've got a pretty good track record going here. I think that this movie is going to be good. What is that, sir?
That's my beeper going off. Somebody recognized my voice.
All right, do me a favor. I want your phone number. I'm going to put you on hold. I want John to take your phone number. I want to talk to you again tomorrow about this when Gary's here.
Yeah, fine.
All right, hold on. I told you I won that tennis match. I was humiliated. 1-800-52-STERN, Buck and Robert. Yes. Okay, anyway, so you see, that answers all the questions. Thank you.
Well, I say, again, you can't say you won the tennis match, but definitely there was something wrong with the match.
Thank you. And Elephant Boy screwed me.
Yeah.
Which I'll yell at him about later when we don't have such distinguished guests. Unbelievable. Jackie Mason will be here later, by the way. I didn't know if you knew this.
Okay.
Did you and Mason have a what two or something like that?
No, he'll be here later.
He'll explain. He'll explain it later.
Yes.
I'll tell you everything that's going on.
I saw Mason at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles about a week ago.
Oh, you did? We? The Greek Theater?
The Greek Theater.
I don't know that Jackie wants that broadcast over the air. Mr. Mason doesn't want people to know he was at the Greek Theater. You know what I mean? I hear Jackie Mason wants to insult the earthquake victims. And he's going to be here later to do that. He thinks they're all despicable people, and God was punishing them, right?
I think that terrible people like this, shouldn't be allowed to exist. I think it was their own lifestyle that caused what happened to them.
You're saying that there were a lot of gays and...
I think there's a lot
God's
of gays
punishment?
there, a lot of homosexuals too.
Yeah.
And people like this, they should be driving along the highway and they should be crushed.
Oh, dear, Jackie.
Jackie, you get in so much trouble every time you say something. You're so controversial.
It was just a joke.
It was just a joke. You were just kidding around about that. I understand.
How we take it out of context? It doesn't read like it.
Because everyone's now saying you don't like blacks.
It's not against blacks. I'm just against anybody I was against all the earthquake victims.
Right.
All of them in particular.
Right, but the blacks you like, right?
Blacks are wonderful people. I've got a black person who works with me for 30 years.
Right. There you go. You see, he has a black person.
Yeah.
You said the Schwarzer.
The Schwarzer worked with me for 49 years.
Yeah, and you like the Schwarzer.
Yes.
Yes. As
Yes.
you say.
Yes.
You like it. Yes. Okay. All right.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, Jackie and Gilbert and also Bucky, you might all be interested in the fact that Robert Wall will be at Caroline's tonight for a benefit.
For free.
Yeah, Gilbert, you never do anything for free.
Never.
You
Never.
have no favorite charity.
Never.
Gilbert's a weird guy. Like, he'll call in as Jackie Mason one day, and I'll say, "Hey, that was really good. Can we just call you tomorrow as Jackie Mason?" And he goes, "Wait a second. The first one was free.
After that,
Wait a second. I'm not just giving this away." Hey,
always thinking that, Gilbert.
They interviewed both of you guys in the Rolling Stone comedy issue. That was really good. You guys were both funny on that.
Me in particular.
Yes, you
Yes.
in particular. No, Robert too.
Had to sing a lot out.
That was pretty good.
You think they pay me for each issue they sell? Okay?
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
You guys will get residuals off of
A
that?
penny an issue or something?
Suppose you spoke to them for free, Gilbert.
Yeah.
You know what else Gilbert recently did,
Yes.
and it was very funny, was the Friars Roast for
Spent
Bruce
a
Willis.
dollar.
Yeah.
Gilbert has never spent a dollar.
Hey, Gilbert,
Yes,
what
I did.
happened at the Friars Roast?
Oh,
Did you go
God.
there? Did you go to that Willis
Yes,
thing?
yes.
He didn't get on.
Yes, well, Rich Little was on for about an hour and a half.
Right.
Going, you know, Bruce, if my friend Ronald Reagan were here, he might say,
Well, Bruce, I just want to say happy Friars Roast. And by the way, if Edith was here...
and you know, if my pal George Burns were here, and you know, my pal James Cagney were here, Bruce, and you know...
Very good. Was the roast fun?
horrible.
Horrible.
But
Was it
the
horrible?
first half hour was great.
Yeah.
And then after that, it slipped into, it was just really bad.
Coma land.
You couldn't listen to too many more euphemisms for penis.
Yeah, right. Did Goldthwait get on?
Goldthwait went on. He did a short one. Rich Little did an hour and a half.
Right. Everybody... But I don't understand something. A Friars Roast is closed. You know, why
Yeah.
can't it go an extra 20 minutes so everyone can go on? I don't understand. Like, what is it that it can't...
Is it at the Friars Club, or do they have it somewhere else?
This one was at the Sheridan.
Yeah,
See,
they always do
booked
that.
a room for a short period of time.
Whenever they get someone cool like Bruce Willis who's willing to get roasted, they
put it somewhere else.
What did it cost you to go to this?
So you and Belzer never got on.
No. Me, Belzer, and most upsetting, Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson,
Woody
yeah.
Harrelson from Cheers.
Would have been interesting to hear what he had to say. I'm selling blankets tonight. If anybody wants. All right, here's what we have to do. All right, it is 9:15. Robert asked about the earthquake victim, the one they just pulled out of the car, Bucky.
Yes.
I called the hospital earlier this morning. Did you hear it, Gilbert?
No.
Well, that's why I'll replay it. We should replay that.
Yeah.
No, but I'll tell you something, babe. Yeah, sure.
Right.
Yeah, Belzer was here. He'd be going, well, I mean, you can make fun of people like that all you want, but, it's really, like, wrong. Because it shows this kind of, like, governmentalist. That's Bush administration, man.
Belzer's gotten so political, and he's got this whole wacky logic. Him and Goldthwait, there's a couple of guys like that.
Some of these comedians,
They get real political, and all of a sudden, they don't think anything's funny, but then some things are funny. You can laugh at certain people, but you can't laugh at other
The only people you
Yeah.
can make fun of are the politicians. That's the only group that you can really
like this
lampoon.
whole Noriega thing, man,
I'm very thrilled to be here at the Bruce Willis roast, but, never mind all these jokes. Noriega right now is a drug dealer. Right, yeah.
All he needs to say now is dig.
Yeah, dig.
Dig, man.
That'll be Lenny Bruce.
Dig, man.
Anyway. Hey, I didn't know you were coming in today. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big thrill. Yeah.
Yeah, very big of
Yeah,
you.
right, babe.
I'll just have
Sure.
Robert Wuhl and you together.
Yeah, sure, babe. Yeah, right.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
Robert Wuhl, of course, is in the new Batman movie. He is in Bull Durham. He just finished a movie with Paul Newman. What other movies did you just...
I saw a Woody Allen movie the other day.
He saw one. Well, that's good, too.
That's right.
I myself am doing a lot of work behind the cameras.
Gilbert, I understand you'll be working with Wavy Gravy down in the village. All right, why don't we take a break? It's 44 degrees. It's going to be warm today, highs in the 60s, and we'll be back with Robert Wuhl, who'll be at Caroline's tonight in a benefit to clean up the Hudson River. He is... Robert's looking over Gilbert. You got a problem with that, pal?
Right.
You want him to say something funny about it?
Want to step out into the hall?
You want to step out in the hall? I'll bust you. All right? Comedians are so vicious. You guys,
I had a Letterman spot bump because of the earthquake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I hear they're delaying Letterman because of the earthquake.
Yeah, I did Letterman, and the show didn't show because of the earthquake.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Channel 4.
Oh, you're kidding.
They recorded. Yeah, they reported.
Boy, how dare they?
They reported the earthquake.
Rude.
All
To a
because they were
comic.
embarrassed for being 2 hours late.
Man, oh, man.
You can't make jokes on
To
a night
comic?
like that.
To a
I
comic?
couldn't make
This earthquake-
jokes.
This earthquake serious stuff, but my Letterman got bumped.
Yeah.
I tried out new material. For
I
God's
Talk
sake.
about tragedy.
I could picture Gilbert sitting in his apartment going, Damn it.
Damn,
I can't believe
Can't
it.
they ramp up this earthquake coverage and get the Letterman?
270 people. I don't know them.
I got a rerun of Letterman on tonight. I'm on Letterman tonight.
That's right. And Gilbert got
There's
bumped.
an earthquake.
Yeah, there's another earthquake. I'm finished. Hey, what?
Then you're screwed.
You get residuals from that. You get
Not if there's an
residuals from that.
earthquake.
Yeah.
They pay for that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second.
Hey, wait a second. What? I made like a couple of grand last year off of Letterman.
Yeah.
I made like $4,000 off the
Have you been on
Letterman show.
Letterman again recently?
A couple of months ago I was on.
Yeah, the last time was a couple months.
Taping, you done that Bob Costas show?
Oh, no.
Later?
No, late.
I
No.
turned that down.
Jerry Seinfeld's been
You know
on
why?
those.
Why?
I just like to think it's Bob's doing it, so I
Yep.
just, I turned that
I
down.
turned it down.
But why? Why,
Wasn't
Howard?
enough money.
I don't know why. Why did I turn it down, Robin?
You didn't want to be on with Bob Costas.
I didn't want to be on at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at the bright side. There's not much competition on at that point.
Yeah, but it does diminish my Letterman appearances. In other words, then if I go on every show, it's not as special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're seen on every show,
But a half hour of the real Stern.
please. You know how embarrassing that is?
A half hour of Stern?
Who wants to go on here? No, seriously, I understand you're a very serious family man. Please, stop with the shtick. Let's,
All right. Yeah, I always try to make you stop.
because I know like Judy Tenuta went on there and was trying to be funny, and he was annoyed. He was so annoyed he pulled the show.
Ooh.
Because it was like she wasn't revealing herself.
Yeah.
Although I'm thinking of doing This Old House on Channel 13.
Jerry Seinfeld did an in-depth with Bob Costas.
Oh, yeah?
I don't like sausages.
Yeah. So, hey.
Hey, I mean, I think I'm entitled to say so. I don't want some black guy knifing me in the throat. Come on. Hey.
This old crack house is going to be on.
That's the other one, yeah. We had Jerry Seinfeld on,
Yes.
and he said, hey, man, I never say so, hey. He was so
I never
annoyed.
said that. I never said that.
He was like,
But hey,
Well,
I never
hey.
say hey.
I never, didn't he say that? He says, I never say hey. I say hey, but I don't say so hey.
So hey, I
He
never
says,
say
I don't say so hey. So he says, so I say, hey.
Hey.
So I say hey, and people say that I say so hey, and I really say, and I say so hey.
And then we asked him about Scientology, and he said, so hey, I
So
did
hey.
it. So once I went to a meeting. That's
I
it.
took
so
a
hey.
course.
What, is something wrong with me? So hey.
So hey, what's wrong with reading some guy's science book and becoming a Scientologist?
Two things I want to attack, Scientology and Roseanne Barr.
Yeah. So hey.
It's very easy to attack Roseanne Barr because she's a woman.
Yeah.
And she's successful. And I won't do it.
So hey.
Hey.
So what's wrong with praying to a test tube?
So hey.
So hey. Oh, God.
goodness.
Do we indulge ourselves or what?
Too much.
Too much.
sometimes.
All right, where were we? What was I doing, Fred? Nutrisystem. You know, both Robert and Gilbert are so thin.
Yes. Well, Robert recently has lost a little weight, right?
Was that on Nutrisystem?
Of course.
It was. Come on. Was it really?
No.
No, come on. It was, wasn't it?
Partly, yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
Okay.
Hardly. He was on
Breakfast and
part
lunch.
of the nutrition.
You didn't have a lot of weight. Let me tell you something. There was a woman.
My friend, let
me tell you something, my friend. What happened is, I know how you lost weight. Robert was telling me during the commercial. He saw his residual deals and couldn't eat for a week. Realized that everyone was getting rich off Batman.
I've been watching John Goodman, so I'm thinking about putting it back.
It's very easy to attack someone who co-stars with Roseanne Barr.
That's right.
And I won't do it.
So, all right. So, Jerry, you will not attack Roseanne
I
Barr.
want to attack Roseanne Barr and I want to attack Scientology.
All
So,
right.
hey.
You know, I like that. You're a man of...
I'm a man of principle.
and you work clean. I love
I
that.
work clean.
And you work clean.
I don't do... Because my idol, Jay Leno.
Oh, dear.
My God, Jay Leno.
I was reading an article about them.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Leno and Jerry Seinfeld are best friends.
Yeah?
And they were sitting downstairs one night, just watching TV.
Uh-huh.
And there's Mavis, Jay's wife.
Why are
Mavis.
they all named Mavis?
Yeah, Jay's wife, Mavis. I picture an old black woman with no teeth, you know, Mavis.
Oh, Jay, time for your dinner.
It's the comedian wife name.
I think you should write some jokes for your next Letterman appearance.
So Jay and Jerry sit in the room and watch TV while Mavis is upstairs, and she hears them laughing hysterically. She goes downstairs and says, "What are you guys laughing about?" And Jerry and Jay look at each other and they just go, we were talking about some guy, a comedian friend of ours, who's going to Europe for 3 weeks, and we can't believe a guy would go to Europe for 3 weeks and not do his act, and not want to be home just doing his act.
Oh.
And that's what was making them
That
laugh
made them
hysterically.
laugh?
I said, what are those two guys up to?
I
Isn't
thought
that
I
weird?
couldn't catch my breath. I thought I'd fall over. The guy would not do his act.
I have to defend Mavis. Mavis is a good person.
Well, I know Mavis.
Mavis is okay. Mavis is funny. Mavis is a smart lady.
Uh-oh.
Mavis, Jake,
Robert's really gone.
Well,
I must
the
say,
Belzer syndrome.
Uh-oh.
Don't get me wrong.
Come on, attack Mavis.
you hit one of those icons.
It's Noriega.
Stop Mavis.
It's Noriega.
But we didn't say anything bad about Mavis.
No, stop Mavis. Stop Mavis. Stop Mavis. Don't attack Mavis.
Whatever you do, don't attack Mavis.
It's Noriega.
It is Noriega. Let me just say something.
Oh, Jay, come back to bed, Jay.
Anyway, let me just tell you something.
Yes.
1-800-321-THIN is your number to lose weight, as opposed to 1-800-52-STERN, which is the number to order the video. 1-800.
That's the number for laughs.
That's right. Laughs is 1-800-52-STERN. 1-800-321-THIN is the number for losing weight. There was a woman in here, 75 pounds, 3 months. Another guy, 75 pounds, 3 months. He was in a hospital when he lost the weight because he had a bad back. He couldn't exercise, and he lost 75 pounds in 3 months on Nutrisystem. 1-800-321-THIN. What's this? New York Post? Oh, okay. Everybody loves the New York Post. We're talking show business in here, Robin. A lot of heavy show business stuff.
You can talk show business all you want. I'll attack anyone in show business, with the exception of Roseanne Barr.
The great thing about you, my friend Jerry Seinfeld, is that you'll attack anybody except Roseanne Barr. Why is that?
Because it's very easy to attack her. She's successful, and she's a woman. The only two things, and the only people I'll attack are black people.
No, what do you got against black people?
Because I don't want to be walking down the street with my hard-earned money
Right.
of working a club after taking pointers from Jay Leno,
Right.
and have some black guy sneak up behind me and knife me in the back
And
for
take all your
$3.
money.
Yeah.
You want to get together with Jackie Mason. New York Post is so good. It really is. Robert Wall, when you come to this town, is that the paper you read? Seriously, what are you holding there? That is the New York Post, in fact.
It is.
Yeah. Don't you love the New York Post? They have the best sport. Hey, you're a sports freak. What? Don't they have the best sports section?
They have the best sports section.
They really do. I don't know what's going on here. I love the New York Post. I like what they stand for. I'm telling you. As a matter of fact, the new editor is Jerry Nachman, big fat Jerry Nachman.
What do they stand for?
It's easy to attack Jerry Nachman. Pop a statue of Jay Leno in my living room. It's 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
And I pray to it.
Yeah.
And I kiss the chin of it like you would a mezuzah.
Right. You actually think of Jay as like a mezuzah, like a Torah.
Yeah. I kiss my hand and kiss his chin.
When
Pat Cooper says I should say Nirvana's to Jay Leno.
Who is this
Who
man?
is this man? Who does he think he is? I've been in this town 35 years. I don't have to send a tape to Jay Leno.
Who is he, God?
Who is this man? God?
New York Post is a good paper, Robert.
That's a good paper.
The Sunday New York Post is even better. I subscribe to
There's a
that.
new show on Broadway, Jerome Robbins' New York Post.
Hey, anyway, all right, so here's what happened. You were asking earlier what happened. Robert and I were doing the news. We read about Bucky, the San Francisco guy, trapped in his car for 4 days. It occurred to me that Oprah and Phil and everyone else
And Goober
Peters are going to be wrapping up rights to this guy's life story, right?
Before he can get into the hospital, they probably were having him sign papers.
I mean, at the very least, you see a TV movie, the story of this guy, average guy, the earthquake, and maybe we'll even get a couple of other stories like the
Who
kid.
does this buck think that he is allowed to go into any paper and do an interview?
No, but let me say something here. Let me say something. The thing is that what some TV executive will probably do, like Brandon Tartikoff. You know him, Robert? Of course. See, he knows everyone.
He does.
Yeah.
He's connected.
Yeah. Well, he does a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Brandon Tartikoff will go wrap up the rights from this kid who was trapped in the car with his dead mother over him. They had to saw through the car and saw through the dead mother and saw off his leg.
Right, they'll have a few. You're right. It'll be just like the movie Earthquake.
Right.
Shelley Winters will be in it.
Shelley Winters, everyone will be in it, and it'll be Earthquake, the movie, and they'll get Bucky's rights. So I figured I'd call a hospital and just leave a message that basically, that we want the rights.
That's right. We're available.
Then the nurse started yelling at us. So here it is. Just listen carefully. I don't think this is too long because we hung up.
No, it's not. We couldn't take it.
Yes, hello?
This is Albert. May I help you?
Yes, hello. This is Howard Stern, the radio personality calling from New York. We're on the air live, so I would like to ask some questions about Bucky Home, if I may.
Well, you're not... what you have to do is call back after 8 o'clock and get your live interview, okay?
Is it possible to leave a message?
All I can do is give you his condition. Now, what is the information that you want?
The only information I'm interested in is we compete quite heavily with the Geraldos and Oprahs and the Goober Peters people, the movie rights, this kind of thing. If there is going to be an exclusive on the life story or anything along these lines, I would like to get in on the whole action by getting him first lined up as a guest as opposed to Donahue or Oprah.
Well, I have no idea about that, so you have to check with the family. With them.
Donahue hasn't called?
Has Donahue called?
Who am I speaking to?
Howard Stern.
And there was a female on there?
Yes, Robin Quivers. Radio show.
What you have to do, I don't know who's called the family. I have no idea.
I see.
You're talking to the night supervisor here at the hospital.
I see.
We have nothing to do with that.
Is it possible to get transferred back to the switchboard so I can leave a message concerning the rights?
Well, who would you want to speak with? Because
anyone I can leave a message with.
And would you would do the same thing with Oprah, wouldn't you?
Yeah. In other words, Oprah would not get right through.
No way. No one would get right through to the family.
I don't mean to the family. In other words, if Oprah called you, she would not be allowed to leave a message with you.
She can leave a message with me.
Oh, she can?
What, for the family? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, I want to just leave a message for them.
For the family. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Can you please?
I just want to make sure she wouldn't get all giddy and just let Oprah.
No, I don't. Just make Oprah is more.
You're talking to an idiot or something?
No, absolutely not. No, Oprah, by the way.
Who is Oprah? I don't know Oprah from you and anybody else.
Oh, okay.
What's on TV.
Well, you know, Geraldo.
If you want to leave a message, okay?
Okay. I meant that, you know, Geraldo and Oprah and Donnie have...
I don't even want to hear those names anymore, okay?
All right, here we go.
Because I'm not impressed.
Okay, here we go. The message is Howard Stern called, S-T-E-R-N. If there is interest on appearing on the show,
we would love.
We will contact you after 8 o'clock.
Okay, we'll contact. Okay.
All right.
Okay, number.
You know what? I'll call because I don't want the family bothered.
Okay.
Out of courtesy, I will call back.
She liked that.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bobby Kennedy had this woman as security, you know. She'd still be around today, you know.
So there it is. There's the whole deal. The rights are up for grabs, but I will beat Goobers Peters. I already have a foot in the door. I know the night nurse. No problem.
Oh, boy.
You think you're talking to an idiot? Who does this person think he is?
Who's Oprah? That doesn't impress me. Who is Oprah? God? What?
She has nothing to me.
I'm saying Nirvana to Oprah.
Gilbert Gottfried is here. You appearing anywhere?
No.
Really? Just came in?
I'm appearing in L.A.
Oh, really? What's going on?
No, nothing.
What do you mean you're going to be appearing in L.A.?
I'm doing clubs in no place where any listeners could hear.
But you don't like to fly.
Who's the boss coming up?
Yeah. Oh, yes, I've got a Who's the Boss.
That's right.
And Charles in Charge.
Charles in Charge?
Yeah.
She's the sheriff.
Yes. And I'm...
So you're going out to L.A. to do clubs and stuff?
Yeah.
How do you get out there?
I walk.
Train? You take the train?
Somebody gives him
a ticket. The plane.
You do take the plane?
Oh, yeah.
I
thought you didn't fly.
No, I fly all over the place.
Oh, you do?
All over.
That was another one of those
over.
Jackie stories he told us that Gilbert didn't like to fly.
Yeah, right, because I think Jackie told this comedy fact that... Jackie, you started that one, admit it. You said that Gilbert is afraid to fly.
It's a very popular story that Gilbert hates to fly.
You know what? You know how that started?
How?
Because Gilbert is not like the hardest working comedian in the world. What he does, like Gilbert could book himself all over.
Yeah.
But what he does is he'll play Los Angeles, he'll play New York, and he keeps a limited schedule. You don't go like Ohio and do shows.
I did.
But you don't do that anymore.
No, I still do.
You do?
I played Ohio recently.
Sandusky, huh?
I played.
Well, I don't know. It was myth around
Wichita, Kansas City, New Orleans.
But those are good rooms.
Yes, these are very good rooms.
But the myth was that you didn't work as hard. You could get a lot more work if you wanted it. So the reason they figured you were turning down the work.
I figure.
Yeah, but the reason they figured that you were turning down work was that you didn't like to fly.
Yeah.
But that was the rumor.
I fly all over.
Yeah. He likes the Bucks.
All over.
All over.
All over.
All over you fly. All right.
I was in Detroit, for Christ's sakes.
All right. Take it easy.
I was with a fellow, we were laughing at that because they said Gilbert wasn't working for 2 weeks. We couldn't believe it.
Yeah, right. He wasn't doing his act.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I fell over.
Hey, look
I said,
here.
hey.
Jerry Seinfeld. Well, Jerry, you've always...
Yeah.
Jerry, you've always been a big fan of black people, but Jackie Mason, who's sitting next to you, is a very angry man.
Very against.
You're very against everyone. What about Italians? You hate them?
I hate Italians.
Now, why do you hate Italians?
Because they have the same big noses as
Jews.
the
Jews. I see. That's exactly.
And you don't. The last time you were here, you didn't particularly like Jews either.
That's
you
right.
Like Jews?
I don't like Jews. I don't like Italians.
Is it the Jews because they're bankers and they keep all the
say,
money for themselves? Money lenders and they wrapped filling?
Yes.
Yes.
I was shocked by what Mason said. I was shocked that black people would vote for a black candidate.
Yes. That was
Boy, oh boy.
What an observation.
Woody Allen set the record straight, right?
Yes.
Well, all the comedians now are coming out.
Well, are you for Jackie Mason or against him?
I'm just shocked.
Right.
The idea of saying that black people would support a black candidate.
Jerry, are you
it's
for
just
Jackie?
blasphemous.
Jerry, are you for Jackie or are you against him?
Well, I'm against him because, he, at times, has said bad things about Roseanne Barr.
Yes.
And, before I was deciding whether or not I should be for or against Jackie Mason, I called up Jay Leno.
Right.
In fact, I prayed to a statue of Jay Leno.
So, Jay, you're anti-Jackie Mason?
I'm anti-Semitic.
No, what about Jay? Jay is anti-Jackie Mason?
Well, I called up Jay. Jay, at the time, was working in Budapest, and he was
Right.
going to fly to Hawaii after that. He's
But he
the
was doing
hottest
his act.
working comic in show business.
And you admire that.
And I admire that, because
Right.
he works clean, he's hardworking,
And he works
and
clean.
he'll fly anywhere.
That's right.
And he'll do a Letterman spot and a Carson spot on the same hour. And during a commercial break, fly out to Hawaii to do a club.
Yeah, but Jay is into motorcycles. Are you?
Well, I'm starting to get into motorcycles because Jay is.
No, Jay is into motorcycles.
I'm going to marry a girl named Mavis.
You're
I'm
looking
going to
for
marry
a
an old
Mavis
black
now.
woman named Mavis.
You are now searching the country for a
And the
Mavis.
best man is Malcolm Forbes.
That's right. No, but you also are into antique cars like Jay, aren't you?
I'm into antique cars.
All
I'm
right.
into marrying old black women named Mavis who are all born on the same birthday.
I see. Now, what's this about you getting a chin extension?
I'm putting a large rock underneath the skin of my chin to make it stick out.
Now, listen, Robert Wall is here. Tonight, Robert is going to be at Caroline's.
Along with your friend Dennis Miller.
Yeah, now do me a favor. When you see Dennis Miller, just say to him, hey, stop being such a dickhead. Can you say that for me, please?
Well, I'll quote you. You want to throw a babe in there?
We met Dennis Miller, had him on a couple of times. We all hit it off, right?
Yeah.
And we did some really good radio programs together because Dennis is kind of funny and, he fits in with the show. And this is such a hard show to fit in with. So we were in California. He was on the show, and his wife-to-be was on. And I just asked him, you were married before. What was your ex-wife like or something like that?
You just asked what was she up to now. Now you've met, she didn't look like this. You were comparing the model wife to the
Right.
wife you had before.
Dennis freaks out. Don't talk about my first wife. She was a good lady. Things just didn't work out. I said, hey, take it easy.
I said, hey.
I said, so hey. So hey. What, she bite you or something? So, it was kind of weird. It got weird, and I said...
And we even cut it out of the tape, right?
Yeah, now, I never cut out anything out of a show. I figured leave everything in. But since we were taping because we were out in California, I said, hey, so I said, say hey.
I said, hey.
Say hey. And maybe,
It's you who say that.
and maybe he's like Regis and he has a kid with flippers and he doesn't want to know. Did you hear about that, Gilbert?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, King Regis. Anyway, so we just broke the news to Robert. He's pretty shook up. But when I said to Dennis Miller, hey, so hey.
I said, hey.
So I said,
I said,
hey.
Dennis, hey.
I said, Dennis.
I said, hey. Whatever you do, Dennis, don't attack Roseanne Barr.
Right. Or Jay Leno.
Or I'll pick up a gigantic statue of Jay Leno and slap you with it.
You know what my beef is? My beef is people who pick on Jerry Seinfeld. That's
It's very easy to pick on Jerry Seinfeld because he's a hard-working guy.
Yeah. But my point was to Dennis Miller, Robert. And if you see him, seriously, something, seriously, because the next time you come on, I want you to tell me about this conversation.
Okay.
Just say, hey,
Hey. Hey.
Dennis, what's your beef with the guy? He edited it out. There was something that you didn't like. It's not like it went on the air. And we didn't know you were so damn touchy about your first one. Quite frankly, I don't even want him back on the show. You know what I mean?
You don't.
Well, I do, but I don't. Yeah, we do.
So, you should talk about
It just seems kind of weird that if somebody asks about his first wife, and it is comedy, and we're going for that, and it wasn't like we knew it was a
He
sensitive
listens to the
subject.
show. He knows what we do.
Yeah, I mean, and then we say, I hope this didn't offend you, and then he says, could you cut it out? And we said, sure, we'll cut it out of the tape, and we did it, And now the guy treats us like we're some kind of pariahs.
Won't take our calls.
Yeah, and it's the kind of thing where it just upsets us. Not right.
We're very sensitive.
Have you had Whitney Brown on the show? Hey, Whitney Brown.
I wouldn't have him on.
No.
He's not funny. That's the guy who sits next to Dennis Miller during the news?
Yeah, and does that commentary.
That's pretty pathetic, isn't it? A. Whitney Brown. Did you see that?
No.
It's pathetic.
I try to watch the show as much as possible.
How about Paula? Do you have Paula Poundstone?
We've never had any of the women on.
Won't have her on. We don't like women. We don't like funny women because they're not funny. Let's face it, who wants to laugh at women? You know what I mean? The only funny woman
is Roseanne Barr.
I don't want to insult Jerry because it's easy. She's an easy target.
She's easy because she's big and fat.
That's right. I don't want to pick on easy target. The most unfunny woman in comedy is, of course, Elaine Boozler. Everyone knows that. She is the worst. She's been in the business 16 years. She was the first female comic, according to her, and she's still working Chuckles.
Yes.
Okay, so God bless. I saw her out in somewhere in the Hamptons playing a club.
Right. There's what is that club out there?
What's that one all the way at the end of Long Island?
Laughs. Or East End Comedy. No,
East End. Was it Laughs or East End?
Maybe in Huntington it is, actually. It's in Huntington.
No, East End Comedy has the same logo as East Side Comedy.
All right, it's one of those. 16 years.
He knows a dead end comedy.
Robert, she's 16 years.
Comedy.
Robert, 16 years in the business, and the woman still works those clubs. Doesn't that say something to you? Like maybe leave the business?
Well, does she enjoy working those clubs? Some people enjoy that.
Well, yeah, she doesn't want to do television because she doesn't want them tampering with her.
Yeah, that was her excuse. She's been offered many TV shows, but she doesn't want them tampering with her personality, whatever that is.
As opposed to Roseanne Barr.
Right. Roseanne, hey, please, nothing about Roseanne Barr.
Very easy to attack Roseanne Barr.
Jerry has a theory on that. Very easy to attack Roseanne.
Very easy to attack Roseanne Barr.
So we're not going to do it.
I'm not going to do it.
Have you ever offended anyone?
Never, because I spoke to Jay. I prayed to my statue of Jay.
I see, okay.
And lightning struck.
So Robert Wall is going to be at Caroline's doing a benefit for the Hudson Zookeeper.
Hudson River Keeper.
The Hudson River Keeper.
That's a good deal. I think there's some tickets available.
Not after today's show there isn't. Everyone grab them up.
It's $175 a ticket.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Isn't Sandra Bernhardt?
Oh, wait.
Is Sandra there?
This is a better one. This is
I thought she was.
November 18th. I'm doing a roast. I'm part of a roast, I got to tell you.
So, hey.
In Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It's a roast of Tommy Lasorda. A roast for Tommy Lasorda. Hosted by Francis Albert.
Oh, God.
So you're going to be there?
It's $25,000 a couple.
That's right.
Wow.
I heard about that.
This
And
is
they
the most,
yeah.
It's spend the weekend with Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah. And have they sold that out?
You swinging Jack Howard. You.
They haven't sold that out.
Well, it's 25 couples, yeah. You can bet 25 couples are going to spend a weekend with Frank.
Well, Barbara Sinatra will be on the phone to... Did you go? Why did you go?
My wife has serious back problems, so she went with me and tried it out.
And did you try it also?
Yeah.
And you put the swabs up your nose?
Yeah.
Is that uncomfortable when those Q-tips
Not really. It's just not really at all. No.
Doesn't it hurt?
Not at all.
So if your wife gets her uterus removed, do you go?
Wait a second. Your wife had what problem? A back?
She still has back problems.
Yeah.
But under what guise did you get the cocaine
That's
treatment?
what I'm saying. He tried to.
I had a stiff neck that day.
You had nothing wrong with you and you got the treatment?
No, actually, I have some problems, too.
I'm going to go there and cop some crack. I have an earache.
He smashed
They were
his
out
finger
of
on the
heroin
way in.
light that day. So.
I see. You mean you went in there with nothing wrong and you got it?
No, I had some problems, too. I've had some, bursitis in my shoulder.
Oh, my shoulder.
Which shoulder is that? What is it, Stuttering John? Excuse me?
Little Richard is on the line.
Little Richard? Could you tell him to hold through the commercial, please?
Okay, sure.
All right, Little Richard is on, the real Little Richard is on the line. Do you live in Bucks County or any part of Dialer Mattress can deliver your mattress there too, and it's never been more convenient. Dialer Mattress will deliver a mattress. All you have to do is dial mattress from these areas: New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Long Island, Westchester, and now Philadelphia and Washington. All of them. All of those places you dial MATTRES. You dial a mattress. And they'll deliver your mattress on approval 7 days a week till midnight. What?
TV's still on.
Oh, yeah. I got to turn that off. Listen, seriously. Mattress, 60% cheaper than department stores? Pretty good, huh? MATTRES.
Hi, this is Pete Fornitel inviting you to...
Robin, Little Richard is on the phone. Do you remember Little Richard?
That's
the famous rock star who was ripped off by the white man.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
Let's see what he's up to. Little Richard, my friend?
Yes.
We are on the air. It's Howard, Robin, and the whole gang.
Hi, Howard. How are y'all?
Wait a
doing?
second. You sound
You
so
sound very
mellow.
subdued.
What
Thank
happened?
you. Well, I've been just awakened by Jim. Jim just called me and gotten out of the bed here.
Oh, you mean they just woke you up for this?
Oh, no. I awakened with my brother, but Jim called me. I was going to call earlier, but he told me to wait till a certain time.
Hey, no problem. Well, let me tell you something, Little Richard. Welcome to these airwaves.
Thank you.
Matter of fact, we're on a star-studded show today. You know who's here today?
Who?
Jackie Mason.
Hi, Jackie.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing? I love
Very
you.
nice to talk to you.
And God bless you.
Now, listen, Jackie, I want you to apologize to Little Richard because he is black, and you made comments about the black man, but you are not against the black man. Is that right?
I'm only against Little Richard.
Only
Shut
against...
up, Jackie.
You'd like to get rid of Little Richard? That's ridiculous.
I got nothing against the black people. I'm against Little Richard from the very start.
That's right.
Oh, Jackie, God bless you.
Well, anyway.
Okay.
No, yes. Now, actually, that's Gilbert Gottfried. That isn't Jackie.
Oh,
Doing
that's
his...
Jackie?
No.
Oh, my God. Shoot up in my boot. I
You say
didn't know.
the big toe shoot up to your boot, right?
That's right.
Right, yeah, okay. Just want to make sure of that. Now, hey, Little Richard, you remember me? I'm the guy who is anti-Pat Boone.
Yes.
I don't like him.
Yes.
He is a white man who stole your music.
In
That's
fact,
right.
I am against it. I am against the fact that he received the money for Tutti Frutti.
Yes.
I am against this man. I am against what he did to you and to a lot of black artists in the
Yes.
past.
Yes.
I am a very big Bo Diddley fan.
Oh, I love Bo Diddley,
Yes,
too.
I am as well.
I love it. I like when he said, I like his new commercial when he said, sorry, you ain't Diddley, Bo. I like
Who, as you know?
well, I was just going to say we were glad when Pat Boone fell off his bike recently and had to go to the
I
hospital.
was wondering what was he doing down there on that bike.
I know what he was doing on the bike. He was riding to the black man's house to steal more music. You see? I know what's going on. I followed rock and roll. I understand what's going on. They say that these white boys started rock and roll, and I'm going to tell you something right now, Mr. Little Richard. You started rock and roll, my friend. You and a couple other guys.
Yeah, I was just playing the piano here in my room now.
Yeah, I mean, what is this? You should have $50 billion. I'm going to tell you another thing.
And no Grammy.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a Grammy.
He doesn't have a Grammy.
I never had a Grammy.
And let me say, can I say something right now?
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if you're aware of this. That guy Prince, he's stealing your whole
He
act.
ripped you off.
Well, Prince looked something like I did when I was his age.
That's right.
I would say he looks identical to you.
Oh, yes?
I will say, Mr. Jackie Mason wants to interrupt for a second. I'm sorry.
He's nothing. He's like a little black kid.
That's
He
right.
gets on my nerves. He's a little black kid. This
Well, you
Prince that does nothing.
That's right. Now, and let me say something else.
Michael Jackson, too.
Michael Jackson.
He's a black kid. He doesn't even have his own nose.
That's right. There you go.
Oh, boy.
This Michael Jackson.
Please let Michael know that I didn't say nothing about the nose.
You, my friend.
You know, Howard, I have a piano here in the room.
You do have a piano.
Yeah, do you hear my piano?
Let me hear.
Oh, yeah.
Play something. Oh, he is playing something. Yeah. Think he's really playing?
Yeah.
I didn't think he could still play. Hey, wait a second. You got to finish that.
Yes.
Give me a song. It sounds like Eddie Murphy's new album. Another guy ripping off Little Richard. He can play, can't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
You're going to be thrown out of the hotel. You're at home or you're at a hotel?
I'm in the hotel.
Oh, they're going to throw you right out of there.
I don't think they're going to wake him up.
Let me tell you something. As I'm listening to that sound of yours, I realize another man who's ripped you off, Eddie Murphy. That sounds identical to his new album. He ripped you off as well. You can't trust anybody, I'm telling you.
Eddie Murphy.
And you know what?
I took that from Little Richard.
Little Richard, can I say another thing? You know
Yeah.
what kills me? They make Jerry Lee Lewis's life story. He didn't have half the hits that you had.
And he didn't tell it all either.
He certainly
He
didn't.
kept some of it back. See, he didn't tell the dirt.
Now, here's a man who married as far as I'm concerned, he's a felon. He married a 13-year-old.
Well, golly, I love her so much, I married her twice.
Yeah,
He
right.
married his cousin.
Yes.
It was his
I
cousin.
think he was living so far back in the country, wasn't nobody else back there.
That was the only girl.
I think that was the only girl around. I think all of them shared her.
And the sheep was taken by Big Jim.
That's right. Hey, let me say something. Jackie Mason, what do you think of Jerry Lee Lewis?
I think Jerry Lee Lewis, first of all, he sounds like he's black.
Right.
So I immediately don't like him.
Right.
But at least he has his own nose.
Right.
That I'll give him that over Michael Jackson, who doesn't have his own nose. Michael Jackson has had about 10, 20 noses.
Right.
Who does this guy think he is?
That's right. All right, there you go. Jackie Mason, you know.
Thank you, Jackie.
That's Jackie Gilbert. Anyway, so...
Jackie, no, I still didn't say nothing about the nose. All I did was play the piano and said Jerry Lee had a girl back in the country.
Now,
But don't you think Michael Jackson has a weird-looking nose?
I haven't been that close to Michael. I've seen him long distance and off distance.
Let me say something.
Whoa. Well, now he's awake.
That's right. Let me just tell you something, little Richard. If you're going to talk about Michael Jackson, I was going to bring this up. Jackie Mason did. But I believe I like your nose because your nose is your natural nose.
I like Brock Peters' nose.
And I have the high cheekbones.
You have the high cheekbones. You're a very handsome man. Did anyone ever tell you that?
Oh, my God. I need to hear more. Hey, talk more, Howard. Talk
You
more.
are a very, very handsome man. You really are.
Thank you, Howard.
Now, let me say something. Now, you're here. You're obviously, the reason you called in is there's something very exciting going on.
Yeah, the Grand Slam.
The Grand Slam. Now, please, nothing about your private sex life.
No.
Well, it ain't too much to talk about there. I think I have 3 more pages left.
Yeah.
You don't want to turn them too fast. That's right.
Now, little Richard.
Uh-huh.
Let me ask you
What
something.
is the Grand Slam?
It makes you feel like a real man.
It does.
It's supposed to be the ticket to the promised land. No, it's the history of it's baseball, about baseball.
It's a videotape, the history of baseball. And it's a very
they
good...
have me running all over the baseball court, and you know about how I run.
Yes.
I was trying to have my big head to keep up with my legs. It was very hard.
But you wrote the song for Grand Slam.
Yes, sir. The Grand Slam, yes.
The Grand Slam is Little Richard's new single.
Yes, I've seen the video.
Yes. Oh, you did see the video?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you didn't tell me.
I was just asking Richard like I didn't know for
That's right.
the purposes of an audience.
Yes.
So now...
And that's what's happening now.
So you got the new record out.
Yes.
And you also have the videotape.
That's right. The video's done quite well.
Yes, it is. It's a very good video, as a matter
Yes.
of fact.
Well, it's comical, too, to see me do a high five with the girls and don't ever touch their hands.
Right. That's it. I like that.
And they're reaching for them. I'm reaching for them. I thought I touched them, and when I looked at the video, I didn't touch nothing.
Well, well, listen to me, Little Richard. I'm glad there's success going on in your life because...
Well, you know, there's one thing about it. Have you talked to James Brown?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you know what happened? I've been trying to get to James Brown. I told them if they let Jar Jar let go for slapping the police, he ran from the police. They gave him 6 years for running from them, and I don't know what's going to happen by slapping them. I don't know what's going on.
So you're saying that James Brown basically did the same thing Zsa Zsa did, except he got 6 years.
He got 6 years, and she rode home in the Rolls Royce. He walked with the shackles on his neck.
Yeah, but you know, well, Little Richard, you can't say the same as Zsa Zsa. I mean, you know. James did get in a little more trouble, right?
Well, you know, they have, I was reading a report.
Right.
He really didn't do anything but run from the police. He had a what's his name in his car. He put the people out of his building.
No.
He evicted them out of his building and made them get out of his building.
At gunpoint.
They should have, at gunpoint.
At gunpoint.
But but in a way, I know what you're saying. You want James out of jail.
He's too old to be in jail.
Right. How's this? How about if they put Zsa Zsa in with James in the same cell?
He'll wear out.
He would wear her out?
James Brown hasn't seen a woman in so long, you'll tell her what happened to do that. But I would like to personally, I hope that Jar Jar don't go to jail.
Right.
And I hope that James get out so he can sing some more while he still have a life left in him.
That's right.
And I hope that they both learn better. Whatever mistake they made, I don't know whether they made any or no.
Right.
But if they did, I hope that they don't do it again.
Well, let me just say, I hope you behave yourself.
I will.
And believe me, I don't want to see James Brown in jail with Zsa Zsa at all because, quite frankly, if I had a choice between Zsa Zsa and James, I'd sleep with James. Because I like that.
I'm going to have to to call Zsa Zsa and tell her that this morning.
Yeah, no, I know Zsa Zsa, of course. All right, listen now. Little Richard, so we're all going to go out and... Yeah, she is. Isn't she wild? Oh, Mr. Bob Hope is here.
Yeah, she's wild.
I got to say.
Okay, Bob.
All right, so listen, Little Richard.
Hey, how about that?
We love Grand Slam.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Continued success. We hope to hear from you again.
And may God bless all of you.
Hey,
all right.
Okay?
And likewise.
We love you, James. Just get out of jail. We love you, Zsa Zsa.
And
I hope everything clear for you.
And let's say thank God we weren't in that earthquake, huh?
Oh, we thank the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's letting us walk through the Red Sea on dry ground.
All right. Okay.
God bless you.
All right. 7-Eleven. I just want to wind up the show by saying get some coffee at 7-Eleven. You'll love it. They're asking questions. Did you hear about this, Gilbert?
No.
Okay.
No. You have to. What would you do with $1 million?
Right. No, if you had $1 million in a lottery, would you stop working? Obviously, you would not.
Well, no, because Jay Leno wouldn't stop working.
That's
so why
right.
should I?
Jerry Seinfeld, ladies and gentlemen, for 7-Eleven. Well, Robin and I figured out $1 million is about 20 after taxes, 25, 30 grand a year. That could hold you for 20 years, but would you have enough to retire on, Robin?
I'd move into a neighborhood where there'd be no Schwarzes.
I don't think you really could afford that, Jerry. Not on $1 million a year.
Jerry, you don't mind? That's what happens. A lot of people win the lottery $1 million a year. They go out and buy these big houses they don't understand.
Yeah.
Between that and 10 club dates, I'd move into an all-white neighborhood and never have to look at a Schwarzer again.
I mean, Jerry, it's okay to make fun of the Schwarzes as long as you don't make fun of Roseanne Barr.
If Roseanne Barr was a Schwarzer, I wouldn't make fun of him.
Sponsor.
Yeah.
Sponsor.
Easy, Gilbert.
Yeah.
So anyway, I mean, Jerry or whoever.
Jerry, you don't attack us.
Jackie was. There wasn't.
Let me just say something. Let me say something here, please.
Please.
I went over to 7-Eleven and I said, hey.
Hey.
No, I said, hey. I went to 7-Eleven and I said, what are the results so far? 31% say yes, 23% said no, and 41% said, hey. They have a say, hey cup.
But then another percentage said, I never say hey.
That was a very small percentage.
Yes.
All right, anyway, go to 7-Eleven and enjoy their great coffee. Oh, by the way, boy Gary, who no longer works on this show.
He never came in. He really was calling in sick.
Yeah, he's calling in sick. Well, I'm calling in sick of him. And here it is. Boy Gary will be at the 7-Eleven.
The unemployed boy Gary.
11-1. That's November 1st. At 5812 Francis Lewis Boulevard in Bayside, New York. Okay. And that should be fun. We'll be there with the K-Rock van, which is a whole lot more interesting than... He'll be flossing with beef jerky in front of everyone. Just want to read this from Larry King's column today in USA Today.
Sid and Marty Krofft have brought... Sid and Marty Krofft have brought their brilliant puppet show to the Sands. Good fun in a super atmosphere.
You know, what is that column? We talk about this all the time, and even Robert said the same thing we said.
Yeah?
He just said, wait, that's got to be the easiest job in the world. I mean, that column, an idiot could write that column. It's it's just,
that's not writing.
No. It's just not. Well, the New York Times, when they reviewed his book, said, that's not writing, his book, because it's like this column.
Oh, he's pitiful.
I mean, anyone could just say that. And plus, he's given a plug to a friend, probably. Now, Sid and Marty Krofft will love him and use him for something.
Sure. Or at least they must have given him that evening free.
Because remember, I wrote a column like this? I wrote a sample column. I never sent it over to the Post. But I put as much effort in it as Larry King does. And it was just, in fact, whenever I said something funny, we edited it so it wouldn't even be funny.
Right.
Larry just got married, you know.
Yeah, after one day of knowing the girl.
He met her for 5 minutes.
It's a whirlwind courtship. We wish him the best, don't we?
No.
Hey, Larry King, we just got married. We wish him the best.
Robert, because Robert...
He doesn't want to... He could be interviewed by Larry King.
Larry's a friend. Larry's a good man.
We like Larry.
You like Larry.
Wait a second. Should I not have said that this was the easiest job in the world?
It's
included your name?
It's not the toughest job in the world. I don't think even Larry would agree.
Okay, all right. I didn't want to embarrass you.
It's a fun job. He puts his opinion down the page. Sort of the Winchell of our time.
See, Gilbert, Robert is smart with his career. That's why he works in so many movies.
As long as you don't attack Scientology or Roseanne Barr.
We get on the air, we make fun of everybody, and nobody asks us to do anything. Robert is smart. He keeps his mouth shut about certain people in the industry who have made it.
I wouldn't attack him. I wouldn't attack him. I wouldn't attack Larry King. I wouldn't. He works hard. He works very hard. I wouldn't attack Larry King.
That's you.
Is that me?
He didn't recognize himself.
I didn't understand it. He used to do a great impression. That used to do an impression of me all the time. Yeah, I guess you just did again.
Now he has a separate column in his column.
The problem with doing an impression of me is nobody would know.
Gilbert always picks people that no one would know. That's what we love about him.
Keith Brazell. He did a great Keith Brazell.
I'm telling you.
Now, what is this, Larry?
Do Shari Lewis.
He does Dennis Franz. He does it all.
He can do all the comedians.
Yeah.
Alan Thicke.
Well, that's right, you do Alan Thicke.
Gilbert up there in the catwalk. Very young Gilbert Gottfried up there in the catwalk. Just comes down.
Alan, when you did the Alan Thicke show, because Gilbert was a regular on that show.
Yeah.
And the whole trick was to get all the comedians to sit on the couch. They weren't guests, but they were guys who just hung out.
Right, just in case.
And each time, like, you'd have Gilbert sitting there, he had to explain it somehow.
It's Gilbert Gottfried, our own resident wacky Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah, our resident wacky.
Came down from the catwalk.
They had you on the catwalk.
On the catwalk.
All the comedians hung out on the catwalk?
No, that
was Gilbert's
That was my spot. Was the catwalk.
What is the catwalk? No, really, but seriously, what was it supposed to be?
Some big boards supported by chains.
That's the catwalk.
Yeah, it was the catwalk.
Who was on that show?
Richard Belzer, Mike McManus.
Wasn't Arsenio Hall?
That noise in the background is not me doing this.
Chocolate.
That's Gilbert. Gilbert's chocolate mug. Gilbert's Nestle's quick chocolate mug.
Roseanne.
All right, so.
I thought, wasn't Arsenio one of the regulars?
Oh,
No.
caution shot. Oh.
Jerry, quick, you're getting excited. Carson shot. Jerry, I just got a Carson shot.
Caution shot. Panel. Jay Leno.
What?
Gotta read Larry's column.
Wait, give me it. I'm done.
I gotta find out what's going on in the world here.
No, wait, let me just say something. Let me say something about Larry King here. Wait a second. Before I give you the column.
Oh, Sid and Marty Krofft. Oh, Sid and Marty Krofft. Oh, puppets. Oh, puppets. Oh, look at that puppet. Good fun. Oh, hello, Detroit.
You're on the air.
Larry says, King's Things. That's within the column, King's Things. My cheeks are going to fall off.
The film classic It's a Wonderful Life has been adapted as a stage musical by Sheldon Harnick and the late Joe Rapasso. The show will premiere in December at the Laguna Beach Playhouse.
Oh,
Wait, what is that?
now,
much work
let's all rush right over to the Laguna Beach.
I doubt I'll be doing much rewrites.
Is there anything more wonderful than Angie Dickinson's scaly behind at this point?
And then he goes into Don
I know
Rickles.
Angie Dickinson. I won't put her down. Oh, Angie. Oh.
Oh, Angie.
Oh.
Oh, Angie.
Because even with his new wife, Larry King, that he met for 5 minutes,
Right.
you could just picture, him every once in a while sneaking into the men's room. It's all, like.
Oh, Lucy. Lucy, where the hell did you come from? Nobody fantasized. Don't you miss Lucy? God, she was great. Oh, daytime show. Anything not overnights.
When he says he has more money than he knows what to do with, how did he get that from an overnight radio show that has Porcelana as its only sponsor and a cable news show? How much money?
No sponsor.
Yeah, that has no sponsor. Zero sponsor.
Porcelana didn't even pick that up.
Magician David Copperfield was absolutely socko when I saw him at Caesars. He's added a few twists to an act that is already among the best ever done in this specialty.
David Copperfield, ladies and
David Copperfield. I love him.
Oh, David Copperfield.
Oh, pull a rabbit out of your hat. Oh.
Diane Carroll and Victor Moan.
Who we all love from Julia.
And that little black child, the Schwarzer. Diane Carroll and Victor Moan were dropped dead great at the Golden Nugget.
Wait, does that say Victor Moan dropped dead, comma, great?
Yeah. No, Victor Moan's mother dropped dead when he married Diane Carroll. Damone has never sounded better than Sid and Marty Krofft. No, Damone has never sounded better, and Carroll is a nightclub performer of extraordinary range.
It was good fun.
Sacco Boppo.
It was Sacco good.
Sacco Boffo good.
Sacco Boffo good.
Hey, what's this?
That's like 4 stars.
He's talking about a celebrity roast, and he goes,
Walter Cronkite, Jim Henson, and Morley Safer were among those toasting Joe Raposo. Your humble servant, that's Larry.
Yeah.
Your humble servant gets roasted by his radio friends Wednesday at the Plaza in New York.
how come we weren't
we gotta
invited?
go there.
We weren't invited. We don't get invited to squat.
He's being roasted. We gotta be there.
My good radio friends and Sid and Marty Krofft.
Good fun.
Good fun.
Sacco Boffo.
He's doing a radio roast on Wednesday?
At the plaza?
Who's going to be there? We should call.
Didn't you read the thing about he's at some party at Sammy Kahn's, and he talked to somebody, asked them some questions. Now, you know, we always wonder how show business people, when they meet other famous people, how do you actually strike up a conversation?
Yeah.
Apparently he talked to Carl Icahn, the guy who was trying to take over United Airlines, and then caused the stock market crash.
Hello, United.
And
That's a great airline. A lot of fun.
and he just went up to him and said, "Did you lose a lot of money?"
Oh, you asked him.
Yeah, he just said, "Hey, did you lose a lot of money when the market crashed the other day?" And the guy looked at him and said, "It's just paper to me."
That's paper. Paper to me. How's that quick? Oh, good.
Stephen King's got a new book out. Must be Monday.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Robin, anything else you want to wrap up with?
Well, just a couple of things here, Howard. It says on the Wire today that intelligence sources tell the Associated Press.
Wait a second, Larry.
Well, boys.
This is interesting.
We're all 1930s movies.
Right. The fire frightens him.
You better start again.
An intelligence source says that if we wanted to overthrow Noriega in Panama,
Hey, you know,
there's
sure,
a regulation
babe,
on the book. What?
No,
what?
don't, like, you know, if we're going to talk about Noriega, babe, you know, it's a serious thing, man. You know, hey, dig.
Hey, dig it. Yeah, so if we want to overthrow Noriega,
We have to tell him first.
what do you mean?
We would have to notify him. There's some kind of either a law or a presidential, procedure where you notify the guy you're going to overthrow before you overthrow him.
Robert's rule of coup.
Robert's rule of coup.
You want to alert him that you're about to take over his government. It's a required policy. Started during the Reagan administration.
Well, I'm Rich Little.
If my good friend Ronald Reagan was here, what would he say?
My good friend Ronald Reagan was here to talk to Bruce.
Anyway, what else is in the news?
I'm just saying, I mean, no wonder you're always talking about why don't we have those great undercover operations going on anymore. It's because we blow our own cover, obviously.
I didn't know we could blow our own cover.
Well, it's been...
I'm blowing my own cover.
I'm blowing my own cover.
Sid Marty
Krofft. Ooh, daytime show. Oh, yes.
Cindy Adams has a column on Jill Ireland. She practically devotes her entire column to Jill Ireland.
It's an important subject.
Courageous to her.
Yeah, right.
That's right. She's here despite the fact that she's on chemo.
Oh, chemo.
He's on after our studio.
Yeah.
Judy and chemo.
Oh, Sid and Marty Krofft.
Fun.
Oh, Angie and Enema. Oh.
To dedicate something in the park. to some hospital that's, of course, fighting cancer or doing some kind of cancer research. You know, she says she's had 3 operations in the last couple of weeks. She's really tired.
No kidding.
But she's coming here anyway, because after a while, you just have to get used to it and go on with your life.
That's what you want to do. Do a heavy couple of days of chemo and then talk to Cindy Adams.
Well, this is funny. This is the part of the column I really love. Her telephone voice was soft. It was midday, but she had been napping. Shortly before, she'd actually been in a heavy sleep. When Charlie woke her for me...
Charlie Bronson.
Yes. Jill said it was time for me to get up anyway.
He walked over and punched her while she was sleeping. She woke up, he had a gun pointed in her face. Shut up.
As always, she was loving. Then she told me I'd collected water around my heart, my lungs, plus 1.5 quart elsewhere on my body.
Isn't that a good Cindy Adams? Seriously, doesn't she do a good... Let's hear you do Cindy Adams.
Yeah, Gilbert, come on.
Mr. Rich Little. Mr. Big Shot.
My good friend Cindy Adams wanted me to tell you this.
So Jill Ireland has cancer. She goes to chemo and she collects 1 quart of water around her lungs.
Yeah, she got water all over her body. So she had
That's
it taken out in operations the other week. And she also says that besides Trump, she might talk to Joan Rivers while she's here. Because Joan wanted her to do her first show. You know, Joan's becoming just as big a leech as Cindy.
Yeah, right.
Is her show here? Is this where the show is?
Here, yeah.
So Joan couldn't get her.
Yeah, it's on the air. It's on.
Yeah, nobody sees it, but I guess it's on.
It's right on after Dante's rock rap.
She's had some work done, but she looks different, too.
Joan Rivers?
Yes.
Yeah.
She looks weird.
Yeah, she had about 1.5 quart of water sucked out of her.
She had the same operation.
Yeah, no chemo, just water.
Joan sent her flowers or something like that.
That's good.
Or she sent Joan flowers.
Very thoughtful.
When she
No, it is thoughtful. Very thoughtful. Very thoughtful. I love Joan Rivers.
But anyway, after all this, the woman's talking about how sick she is, and then Cindy says, "What are you wearing?"
Yeah.
What are you wearing?
What are you wearing?
Today, I'm wearing a long camel coat over camel pants and off-white cashmere sweater.
I hear Joan.
It's very cold.
I heard Joan sent over 2 of Edgar's fingers to.
Hey, has anyone seen the new Piscopo commercial, by the way?
What's that?
Which one?
Oh, he's
Which
got
one?
one
Yeah.
from Miller Lite. It's his
Oh,
best
no.
one yet.
I can't see enough Piscopo.
They're vicious. They're
The only
vicious.
place you can get Piscopo now is on those commercials.
I know he's not touring, is he?
No.
Oh, he's cut back on his schedule way back.
That Joe Piscopo is great. Oh, Joe Piscopo.
You know something, Johnny? I'm just a Jersey kid. Jersey kid.
You know, you're the king. You're the king.
Yeah. You're the king. And I feel so embarrassed talking to you, Johnny, because, I watch you at home,
And Zsa Zsa's trying to capitalize on her recent headlines in the press.
Right.
She tried to sell her Rolls Royce at auction this weekend. She wanted $125 for it, but the highest auction bid she got was $105, so she's keeping it until she gets her price. It's a 1980 Corniche, and she says she doesn't want to. She's afraid to drive that car
Someone
in
has
Beverly
a
Hills.
1980 Corniche. I can't believe it.
Can't believe it, Joe Piscopo, huh?
Can't believe it.
I tell you, you know who might want to buy it? Jay Leno.
But I love Jay. Just to be around guys like Jay, everything.
Oh,
And I'm a Jersey guy.
Where is Joe? He hasn't been on the show in a while.
We haven't heard from him. I don't know where he is.
He's very busy. But he's happy, right?
Must have projects.
I'm real happy.
Probably this 10:30, 10:25 workout.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He has a 10:25 workout.
That's right.
I forgot about that.
Well, that's what's happening,
All right,
folks.
Robin.
Zsa Zsa didn't get her price.
All the stuff we didn't get to today, we'll get to tomorrow.
That's right.
Gilbert, you're appearing in Los Angeles, but we can't talk about that. because-
Nothing in Los Angeles.
But Robert Wuhl tonight, if you're free,
$175 a head.
Hey, it goes to a wonderful cause.
and that wonderful cause is
The Bucky Helm.
The
We're
Bucky
going
Helm.
to the Hudson River Keeper Fund.
Hudson River Keeper.
I'll be doing it when they get my money up.
In other words, for people who want to clean up the Hudson River.
Yeah.
For people who are, it's an ecological type.
And this is not going to be like, some of those charities where every year now you have to have it.
And
We're
I'll be
gonna
showing
just
blood-sucking
clean
tramps
things up.
on cable.
I don't understand something, though.
Hey, what are you doing on
Yes.
cable? I see it. What are you
Don't
doing?
remind me.
USA Network or something?
Yes.
What are you doing?
It's like, oh, it's a scary movie. Ooh, that's a scary movie, kids.
You're still doing that, right?
Yes.
What are you still doing it? I saw you.
Well, yes, but I'm doing it for the Hudson River Fund.
Yeah. The Hudson River Zookeeper.
It's a benefit.
The Hudson River Zookeeper.
But, you know, out of all the charities in the world, it's odd, in a way, that the Hudson River was the one that got you. Why? What is it very special to you, that body of water? No, I mean, that body of water is a very dear thing.
I had an interesting experience with a Hudson River anthology.
No, but it's a very dear
It's very
cause.
near and dear to my heart because, I mean, stop and think. Every time you think of New York, the Hudson River is always there.
That's right. Oh, there you go. Robert Well loves New
Have you
York.
ever met the natives on the Hudson River?
Right.
And you see how they're destroying the wildlife?
That's right.
It's just terrible what's happening.
It's just a
Think
crime show.
about all
Oh, you know, Arthur Gottfried, I'm glad you're here because you're a very big environmentalist. What do you think of the Hudson River?
Well, you know, it's a lot of sea life is killed the Hudson River. And,
In other words, you're joking, but the Hudson River could have sea life if.
could have sea life, and
But who is basically responsible for polluting the Hudson River?
if in a nutshell, the Jews.
The Jews, I say.
I always wanted to ask Arthur, how in Miami Beach, they named the street after you, one of the great anti-Semites.
How did that happen?
How did they do this?
I think they figured it was a tax write-off because the Jews just want to grab Buddy wherever they can.
Right,
You know,
I see. So the Jews are polluting the Hudson River.
Jews are polluting the Hudson River.
What about the, now you often speak of the Negro.
The Negro, the spear chucker,
Are they polluting too?
the burheads, as I like to call them.
Arthur, that's not nice.
You're terrible,
How
Arthur.
dare you? All right, listen, Jackie the Joke Man Martling.
I'm appalled.
Even Robert Wall, Arthur Gottfried.
Yes,
I'm
you
appalled.
stunned him.
I'm appalled. I love Arthur Gottfried. What are you doing?
All right, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, tomorrow night at Rascals by the Shore in Ocean Township, New Jersey. This Thursday.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. A guy walks into a whorehouse.
You've been immortalized, Jack.
There you go. Anyway, this Thursday he'll be hosting Rascals.
What do I get for $3? He comes back a week later.
This Thursday he'll be hosting the Rascals Comedy Hour at Rascals in West Orange, New Jersey. What will that be like?
A midget's in bed with a dwarf. He says, take your pants off. So he comes back a week later with $3.
At the Engineer Saturday night, October 28th. With a
Three homos are in a roller coaster.
Go see.
What do I get for $3?
Go see Scott the Engineer Saturday night. October 28th for the big Halloween bash at Finnegan's in Woodside. And if you need a mobile DJ,
Man's in bed with a dog.
and what does the dog say?
The dog says, give me $3.
Scott will be at Finnegan's in Woodside, and if you need a mobile DJ for your Christmas party, call Scott the Engineer's Rocket.
Mobile DJ's in bed with a monkey.
Dial 718-BAG-5040. If you do Fred, I'll faint. Well, everyone's having a really good time, but you know. Hey, and I look at the clock and I realize we're almost done with Meg's show.
We were getting off early today, right?
Yeah, I know. We really got to go.
Hey, do you know who was in the lobby last night at my hotel drinking till all hours of the dawn?
Who?
Robert Goulet. Goulet was
Wait a
here.
second. Let's stop
You
for a
didn't
second.
say
Goulet
no.
was here.
Wait a second. Did you actually see him drinking?
Did I actually see him drinking? I don't know.
That was probably Perrier.
Because the man had an alcohol problem and he's over it, right?
Robert Goulet's in the shower with a midget.
Now, why would Robert... Let me ask you something. And let me ask you a question. Why would Robert Goulet be drinking?
Everything's going so well.
What's not going well for him?
No, you saw him in the bar, but drinking like regular
He could have
Perrier.
died. He was in the bar. I can't say what he was drinking. But Goulet was there. And all we kept thinking was, no wonder Elvis shot that TV.
I don't know. Just thinking about his career, I need a drink.
Yeah, how could he give it up?
I shall leave you. It would be in springtime. Trick is to talk through the song.
You in spring, I'm so. Remember the happy time. Remember the good
Times with Carol.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Remember when he used to punch Merv in the arm a lot? And Merv would like cower in the corner.
He'd flinch.
He'd flinch. Remember he would flinch?
Yeah.
It was like really weird. That was so strange. Now Bob wakes up. Goes over Robert Wallace.
Robert Goulet. Yeah.
Robert Goulet. If ever I shouldn't leave you. During Meg's show, he wakes up.
In springtime, knowing you in spring, I'm to love forever.
All right.
Oh, no.
That was the worst, is that right?
Oh, no, not in springtime.
Hey, want to end the show? Want to end the show with Robert Goulet singing?
Oh,
yes. Can we do that?
Hey, Fred, can we make that happen? All right.
Yeah.
We have a tape when Robert Goulet, at NBC, when we first got there, Robert Goulet was one of our first guests, and he was like maybe the best guest we ever had.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't like you making fun of Robert
Except
Goulet.
for Gilbert and Robert. But,
don't make fun of Robert Goulet.
This is pretty funny, actually. He did some self-effacing humor.
But what about me?
Oh, Jackie Martley. Got any good jokes?
Yeah, as a matter of fact.
Have you heard the one about?
A midget's talking to a prostitute.
Emotion I've had.
All right, we'll end the show then. Everyone go see Robert Wall at Caroline's and go see Gilbert in Los Angeles. And thank you,
Gilbert Gottfried in Hawaii.
And thank you, Jerry Seinfeld. Seriously.
Right. Hey, I'll tell you something.
And Jackie Mason.
I'll tell you the truth.
All right, here we go. All right, here's Robert Goulet singing some self-effacing humor.
Right.
Oh, no, actually, I was being self-effaced.